Welcome back, everybody. Once again, it's Andrew Fontavong. Thank you for tuning into my channel today, and thank you for all the support that everybody has provided since I've been doing these video series. It's just been amazing that people appreciate the work that goes into this. I really just want to be able to share more about what we do here, what I do obviously in my own time, and I just appreciate that there are a lot of people out there that appreciate the work. Because of course there's a lot that goes into it, but I want to pass that on to you to make sure that you don't have to go through the same mistakes that I did. Today, the video that we're going to put together is a video that is going to help you help people reach their full potential. Let's do it. Number one, build a relationship. I know it sounds simple. I know it sounds easy. In some people's eyes, it's very ridiculous. I think by now, after you've watched some of my videos, you understand how personal I get when it comes to business and when it comes to the people in which we develop. A big factor in relationship is it's just simply a great foundation to begin building off of. And you really need a strong foundation to make sure that you can obviously add things to and take things away. So don't skimp on it and don't underestimate it. It can go a long ways, and it is almost required in order for you to be able to help people grow and become their best. Number two, know what matters to them. You know, after building that relationship, it allows you an opportunity to really sit down and look at what basically motivates that person. Never more in my career do I understand that people are all motivated by different things. Some are motivated by recognition, some are motivated by money, some are motivated by the opportunity to have freedom, to sort of do their jobs freely. You really need to understand that, because not only are you going to, and I don't like the idea of just using it as a carrot to dangle in front of somebody, but I think it is important to know if that's what motivates someone, or if that's what matters to them. It's important for you to be able to sort of frame the work and struggles in which they have in their business or in what they do in a way that allows them to know why they're doing it. If you don't know what matters to them, it's hard for you to be able to do that. Number three, know their strengths and their weaknesses. So most people find that you know, when it comes to business, they know strengths, they know weaknesses. It's very easy for us to almost point some of these things out. But I think the key factor of what I mean by knowing their strengths and weaknesses is to be able to put it down on paper, give sort of a detailed idea. So if this person were to ask, like, do you know about me? Do you know about my strengths? Do you know about my weaknesses? I should be able to hand them almost a document that sort of clarifies all of those things, and it states that this is what, you know, are your main strengths, why, here are some examples. The same thing for weaknesses. There are times where self-awareness is almost difficult for some people, and they may not even know what is a strength or what is a weakness. So giving them that example allows them to be able to retrace their steps, and then of course sort of look at it from a different perspective and probably take that as an opportunity to make it better or correct it. Number four, build a plan. What I've learned in the 14 plus years, we'll call it a decade plus years of business, is everything has to be clearly stated. Again, knowing their strengths and weaknesses has to be sort of listed properly, but also when you're sort of building that plan, it gives that person an idea that you've given as much care and time into their development as they might want from somebody who's trying to help them. Of course, a similar amount of time that they've put into it themselves. Building that plan allows them to be able to see everything sort of broken down in a way that goes, okay, at some point in time, I'm gonna have to overcome this, you know, something that might scare them, something that might worry them, or they know, hey, once I've dealt with these three things that I have to overcome that I'm not very good at, I get to now exercise something I am good at. So I think building a plan is very key, and it allows people to really get a better idea of what to sort of expect in their development and what is important. Number 5, give them material that helped you or that's sort of outside of you. What I mean by that is whether it's books or videos or TED Talks or just different material that doesn't necessarily only come from you. One thing I like to do is I like to cite books, and I like to basically send my team articles, basically the moment that I see them, so they understand when I'm telling them something or when I believe in something, this video will support some of those things, but I may have just received that idea from that video that I think would pertain to our team and how we develop things. That third-party information really helps support and solidify the things that you're trying to bring to them. And of course, it also gives you an opportunity to gauge how engaged this person is and how committed they are to developing their own development. You know, if you give someone a book and they take 2 years to read it, that tells you that they might not be as committed to their development as you are. In turn, you can sort of adjust your engagement or basically adjust your process as to how you're going to approach them to further their development. Number 6, follow up. Once you've given them material, once you've given them a plan, it's just important for you to basically be there and follow up and say, hey, have you done these things? Have you checked in? Again, I know a very simple thing when it comes to management, and I don't mean for you to micromanage this process. I don't also mean for you to nag them and be like, hey, have you done that? Have you read that book yet? Hey, what's going on with the plan? Like, that can be really irritating. So I think the focus is just knowing when to follow up and how. And it might just be an email, it might just be a text, or it might just be you going through that material that you've given them and going, hey, I really thought about this and you and I should have a quick chat about it. And it's not just holding them accountable, it's actually getting really engaged and diving in and going further in depth to some of the material that you've given them. Allows them to understand that they should be as engaged as you are, of course, for their development. Number 7. First we follow up, of course, now we follow through. If we have a plan or we have an idea or we've set certain things, this is extremely important because you become sort of as a mentor or as a coach, you become someone to those people that are almost a rock. You know, you're sort of the foundation of this development. So it's important that you follow through with the things that you either promise or the things that you've been talking about. And what it will allow those people to do is they know that they can rely on you. Development is a very uncomfortable process. So people need to know that if something goes wrong or if something scares them or if something makes them extremely uncomfortable, you're available to them and you follow through and are reliable on the things in which you've committed to. Number 8, inspect what you expect. So once we've set our expectations, once we've set our standard, it's important just to, as we've done by following up, by also following through, now it's time for us to start inspecting some of the work in which they've done within the plan. Meaning it might be, hey, send me a video of you rehearsing a certain thing, or send me a quick excerpt of, or a quick article of what you read in this book, or give me your thoughts on this video. And really, it just allows us to see where they are because that will allow us to basically get an idea of where they stand and obviously will give us further direction of where to go next. Number 9 pertains to number 8 as well, but of course, track progress. So with that plan, it gives you a better idea of, okay, where do they currently stand? Where do we need to go? And you need to basically be ready for these people to either develop very quickly or develop very slowly. And regardless of what speed they develop at, you just need to be ready with material and ready to sort of catch certain things that are going to happen when they've reached that next step. Grant Cardone says success is basically having new problems. I might be screwing that up a bit, but basically, when you get to that next level, or when your people develop to the next level, they're going to have different struggles and different issues. So just because you've built a plan for them does not mean for a second that your job is sort of done. You may have different questions to answer at that time. So it's, as you're tracking that process, you want to know, okay, generally at this time, these people have this type of issue or that type of issue, and they're probably going to have these types of questions. So you might want to develop exercises or different activities to really help this person through that time. And number 10, the last thing as to how to help people reach their full potential is just recognizing and celebrating those small victories. Again, a very small thing in many people's eyes, but if that person reaches the next level and you knew that it was difficult, I appreciate tough love. That's how I was developed in this business. But I also appreciate the fact that we can sit back and have the opportunity to really see how far this person's come, and do it after milestones, or do it after certain checkpoints, or even time that has passed. It will really give those people an idea that this is important, this is something that matters, and those little small victories that really help them understand that there is bigger victories to come, and this is going to develop into something special and something great. Everybody needs that extra motivation and that extra kick, and if you don't have that, you may run the risk of them developing at a very high pace and doing very well, but once reaching a certain point where they've found success or they're happy with their development, they don't really appreciate it as much, and they may even resent the process. So it is important to celebrate those small victories along the way. There you have it, guys. 10 things to help you help people reach their full potential. These are things that have truly been taught to me, but also people have utilized with me in my development. And as I mentioned in one of the clips, development is a very uncomfortable process. So it is important for us to, as coaches, as mentors, as managers, as leaders, to basically be there for our people when needed, but also have the foresight to know when we need to step back and let them grow and learn on their own. So good luck. Continue training and being better and bettering your people. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate the support, the likes, subscribes, the support, everything. It is much appreciated, and we will see you next time. Don't forget, be your best and then be better.